Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ThrillGeek Podcast. I'm Clint.
I'm depressed.
I am also Barry and Emily.
Double depressed.
Jesus.
Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome. Apologies for not making an announcement for us not doing an episode last week. We had some schedule conflicts that we had to figure out. And I believe we're
changed.
Yeah, not to get into details, but I think this is going to be our new time slot from now on, Monday nights, and then I'll edit it, and I'll probably...
You mean Sunday nights? This was a special Monday night only.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sunday nights normally. Barry, you corrected me. You are correct.
I just show up when they tell me to.
Yeah, Emily.
Basically, to wrap it up real quick, my schedule changed, so I cannot record on the weeknights. So we're probably going to cut back to every other week, albeit when breaking news happens, Clint and Emily may be able to jump on it and record one on a weeknight, or if we can get a guest, but they can only go during the daytime, then I might just record the podcast with a guest. So
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, bi-weekly we stick with it, and obviously with things slowing down a lot, we'll figure it out as we go. But bi-weekly, Sunday nights. This was a special one for Monday night just to kind of get things going again. But we'll figure it out, and we'll get rocking and rolling again here. So, anyways, we do have some stuff to talk about because we did kind of skip out on a week. SeaWorld and Disney. Yeah. SeaWorld and Disney had their earnings report, and they lost a lot of money. That's the earnings report. But there sometimes with these earnings reports, sometimes little tidbits of information come out that us theme park nerds, besides all the numbers and the dollars and the the revenue, occasionally we'll get some good news out of it, or bad news sometimes, I should say, too, from these earnings report. And SeaWorld, they had a few little updates that they kind of announced, that they did mention that they will continue with Halloween and Christmas events at their parks, and they will be obviously modified for social distancing and that whole shebang. And I think they said something about it being profitable, as long as it's profitable and safe. I think those were the I
think they might be stretching a little far in that first one, but
I mean, SeaWorld, being here in Orlando, we've gotten to sort of see Central Florida, see what SeaWorld and Busch Gardens have been doing. And they've been thinking outside the box with a lot of things. SeaWorld's had their movie nights on the weekends.
The flicks and fireworks. Yeah.
Has anybody actually gone to those, though?
People are going.
Okay.
They wouldn't keep doing it if they weren't. So people have been going. They basically brought back a modified version of Electric Ocean. With the new Light Up the Sky fireworks show, and having a socially distanced dance party, for lack of a better term.
I haven't seen too much of the electric.
Distance.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of coverage. I may have to go there and do some for ThrillGeek, because I haven't seen and I haven't been to SeaWorld since pretty much the week after it reopened. I took Jordan, and I haven't seen too much. I think I saw like one or two people post pictures, and that was it, of the modified Electric Ocean.
I was about to say, I haven't seen any coverage on it. So.
I haven't. So
yeah,
that might be a good thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Universal, we've really heavily covered Universal and Disney, albeit, Clinton, unfortunately, right now is the only one who has a SeaWorld pass. So,
yeah, it would have to be me.
Literally all up to you.
And you've been out to Busch Gardens too. It's just, I think, they're going full ahead with events, and why not? I mean, albeit, I'm sure. Halloween, that, they basically said they'll have the characters out, albeit they'll be in some sort of like socially distanced position where I'm sure you'll still be able to take like a picture with them, but they're, up behind you. And they'll figure out some way to do trick or treating. I'm assuming
That's what I was gonna say. I'm curious as to how they're gonna do the whole trick or treating thing. I mean,
prepackaged bags, I guess.
It might be just a prepackaged bag. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Is you know, they basically hand you a prepackaged bag. Christmas is going to be more interesting because Christmas is all shows
but also food
and food.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do Christmas. Because you know, it's
my oh wondrous night.
Yeah,
How are they gonna
it's
do that?
like I if anything gets cut, that might be the thing that gets cut.
Just bring it on. Just cut me more. Just draw the knife a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they will do as far as like I'm assuming capacity will still be limited because you know you're only going to be able to allow a certain amount of people in those shows. Even I got to imagine even by December, you're still not going to be being able to run those theaters at full capacity. Albeit the bonus they have is most of their shows are outdoors, which, you know, it's becoming more and more known that, you know, things outdoors far safer than anything indoors.
Sam just said he canceled his SeaWorld pass today. Why'd you cancel your pass?
Because Sam's probably not coming back in the country for a while.
That's true. Ain't nobody coming in, ain't nobody leaving the U.S.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. And speaking of events, you know, I mean we'll see what they do because they're doing their craft beer festival right now too. So
we just saw a billboard
like
for
I said,
the
someone
other day
needs to go.
Like
we said, someone needs to go to SeaWorld and check these things out.
Clint?
Yeah. I keep forgetting that I'm the only one with a SeaWorld pass. I honestly keep
looking at it. I keep looking at their like rates and everything, and I'm like, it'd be fun to go somewhere else. And then I'm like, I'm not going.
And then I'm also like, I barely have enough time to go to Disney and Universal, let alone throwing SeaWorld.
Barry lives at EPCOT. Don't let him make you think otherwise.
Because Epcot's about the only park pass reservation I can get half the time.
Speaking of the earnings report,
where did Clint go? It's the Barry and Emily show now. You're welcome.
I'm back. Did you hit the wrong button there?
I hit the back button. Where was I? That'll be fun to edit.
No, with SeaWorld, basically the earnings report confirmed what we pretty much all knew, that all the 2020 rides and attractions have been pushed back to 2021.
I mean, was that really a shock?
No, not really.
No.
I think if I had hope for one thing happening this year, it was that. I mean, with Halloween Horror Nights, I was like, as time went on, I was like, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. And lo and behold, it didn't happen. But, and then the whole thing with SeaWorld and, they owed money to some of the contractors and stuff. And I was like, okay, that stuff can be worked out. So there's still a chance. But they basically came out and said that, all of their, which is Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego, Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando, and Iron Gwazi.
You'll live. It'll be
okay.
I mean,
obviously, SeaWorld San Diego still hasn't opened. Nope. Busch Gardens Williamsburg technically hasn't opened. They're only allowed, they've had they're having an event right now. They've been having, but it's like limited to only 1,000 people, and only one part of the park, couple parts of the park are open. So, I mean, there's no, in SeaWorld San Antonio's, their coaster had already been open earlier this year. So,
the Texas Stingray?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no point in this time wasting money on advertising and stuff to open something right now.
That's what it comes down to is, I don't think any theme park wants to advertise. I mean, Disney, they got Ratatouille sitting there. They got, no theme park wants to spend money on, advertising a brand new groundbreaking attraction.
There's no point.
Universal was born.
What?
It's not groundbreaking attraction, but Universal was born.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in SeaWorld's case, a couple of these Iron Gwazi, Pantheon are huge additions.
Yeah.
And the demand for them will be super high. And it's just, do you really want to deal with, a quarter of the park people who are in the park are trying to get on, are in line for this this
they
attraction?
Can't control it.
Yeah, it's better off waiting till next year, waiting till things hopefully clear up a little bit more. And if you're not at full capacity yet, you're maybe at least half, 3/4 of what you can allow in the park. And people are actually traveling. That's the other thing. People aren't really traveling.
Do you think Universal will have Halloween decor and possibly HHN characters in the park? I don't.
No.
I'm gonna say yikes on bikes and no.
Yeah, know, as much as I would love it, I don't think there's going to be anything HHN related in the park.
Besides something we'll talk about later.
Yeah. If anything, and I don't even see this happening at all, because it would obviously draw a massive crowd, like we just said about opening up a new ride, is maybe them opening up one or two of the houses during the daytime hours.
It'll never happen.
But that I don't think that's going to happen either. So
no, I mean it's not going to happen at Universal as far as
Disney.
As far as Disney. I mean, we've heard that the Halloween decorations are on site at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Whether it still turns out that they are going to put them up, because I've heard conflicting reports that they were supposed to go up last week. And
last week would have been the first not so scary. So
maybe they're changing their minds about putting them up. I do not know. So I mean, but it's not like Universal has like a family friendly Halloween event that they maybe could have thrown decorations up for. I mean, I guess they had, we had, started with the one over in Hogsmeade last year, with the Death Eaters, but I don't see that. I don't think that's going to happen this year. So
no, especially not with like the scare actors in the street and everything like that. As the Death Eaters, it's just too congested.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that. That was so cool with the Death Eaters and everything. That was such a cool little addition that they did over there, for all that.
But before we get on to more Halloween stuff, well, let's get on to some more local Halloween stuff. We've got some new information about some drive-through haunts that are coming here this year. Yeah, Clint.
Yeah.
Tell us, Clint.
There's a doggy in the background.
Well, I am currently in chats with Chris. He's a production manager for the Scream and Stream haunted attraction, drive-through haunted attraction. One of the drive-through haunted attraction that's coming locally here to Orlando, and I'm kind of chatting with him to see if we can maybe do some kind of a podcast, either at the location for this one, or it's down in Kissimmee. For those of you familiar with the Orlando area, it's kind of south of Orlando.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee. But he sent me some new information that I kind of wanted to pass along to our listeners, because I know people have been, when these drive-through haunts popped up, like there was no information about it. There was nothing about it. And the stuff that he sent me, he said, Scream and Stream is a drive-through Halloween experience in Kissimmee. It'll be a 1.2-mile dirt road through a lakeside forest. And then it says, which we are going to fill with scenic lighting, audio, live performers, and more. There are going to be 3 main attractions at Scream and Stream. The first one is going to be kid-friendly drive-by trick-or-treating. Bring the whole family and enjoy socially distanced trick-or-treating from your car with delightful characters and fun music. So they're going to have a little family-friendly version. I think this one's going to happen during the day, obviously.
I think when I was looking on their website, I was just like looking like for their pricing and everything like that. And they had a package, I remember, of you could get the family-friendly and the actual haunt. But I do believe like the family-friendly was like for an hour or two, like from like 4 to 5 or like 5 to 6, something like that. So it's happening before.
Yeah, it's probably right before they open
up
the drive-through haunt thing. So, and then the Night at the Die-In drive-through haunt is the actual haunt experience. It says, drive your car into a horror movie and experience frights all around your vehicle as you alternate between slow driving and parking. Live performers tell the story of a group of teenagers trespassing on an abandoned drive-in movie theater who stumble upon a murderous cult.
That sounds fun.
And then
we love murderous cults.
Yeah, murderous cults. That sounds like a fun time.
A fun night out with the family. Bring the kids.
Bring the little ones.
This is the area that this is in is also like an airboat tour area, and they're going to do nighttime haunted airboat tours, hosted by
sounds dangerous.
Hosted by Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures. It says you will learn legends and hear ghost stories of the lake as you search for dangerous nocturnal wildlife.
Nope. All I see are gators jumping up.
And then it says specialty food and beverage and merchandise will also be available. And I thought this was interesting. He said the haunt will feature original music by Andy Garfield, composer for the cult horror films Hatchet and Hatchet 2, as well as Marathon of Mayhem at HHN 29. So I thought that was pretty cool that they're having him do some music for the haunt. So I'll get this up. I didn't get this up on the website. These were just a few little things that he sent to me. And like I said, we're trying to work out something for the podcast to either go out there or we can have one of them on. But I just started this today, so it's kind of an early discussion. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're excited. I mean, there is no HHN this year, but, all of us here at the ThrillGeek crew, we're going to try to get out and check out some of these new haunts and experience something different. Because, I mean, we love haunts. We try to go to some of the local ones when we can, when we get the time. I realize we spend so much time at HHN every year.
Do we? No.
So
much of my life has been gone.
It's gonna be nice. It's to get out there and try something different this year.
Yeah,
get in. We're going haunting.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jordan, my oldest, he's like, I don't want to do the kids trick or treating. I want to go do the actual haunt. I'm like, that's my boy.
Be like, listen, buddy, there's a combo ticket. We can get the best of both worlds.
Oh gosh, yeah. I was like, we're gonna have to do the trick or treating for the other two kids, but yeah, I'll take you to the actual. And apparently, I don't think it was this one. It was the other one. All these drive-through haunts are kind of meshing all together for me. But obviously, we'll check them all out, and we're talking with these guys about doing some podcast stuff. So stay tuned, and we'll let you know what's going on with that. So where are we going?
So the other thing we hopefully will be checking out is the big question that we. HHN got canceled, and then we're like, so what's going on with Howl-O-Scream? And turns out Howl-O-Scream in Busch Gardens, Tampa is happening.
Somewhat.
Albeit in a modified form.
Just, there's no haunted houses.
Yeah, no houses, which, it's going to be open. I don't know why they had to say open air scare zones, because I feel like all the scare zones are open air.
Yeah, it's like
that confused me too, because I'm like writing the article for it, and I literally had to put something in there being like, hey, well, they didn't say anything about the haunted houses, so we'll keep you updated.
Well, I mean, technically,
and then, 5 seconds later they did. So
I mean, I guess it's open air, but I mean, they do have the one that's in the light tunnel that I guess technically is sort of covered, but I guess it's also sort of open to the air. But no, open air, scare zones, obviously rides, Fiends, their annual show will take place in the Gwazi Field, so the normally where they have concerts, so everyone will be properly socially distanced.
And subjected to it.
We'll see if it gets a better budget this year. So I mean, kudos to Busch Gardens and SeaWorld Parks. We're trying to do something because, it was announced, I think, we didn't really have it included, but, it was announced today that some Six Flags parks are going to be doing a Halloween event, and it's basically going to be scare zones only. So, I think it's, we don't get any Halloween Horror Nights this year. We don't get any Mickey's Not So Scary this year. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to going to see what it's going to be like, because it's basically going to be spooky park. That's to me the only way I can really describe it. It's going to be spooky park,
and that's all I'm going to need really. Just turn the lights off, make it dark, put some fog in there, and there's been a lot of discussion about the fog and the virus. Can it spread in Halloween fog?
I'm not a scientist.
And I'm like, can it really? I mean,
I think the key with everything, and this is maybe the one thing that I worry about is mask enforcement. Everyone wears their masks, we're good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it boils.
But when people don't.
But when people don't, especially when you're in enclosed spaces, it's a different story. I mean, albeit the attendance to this thing is going to be limited. The tickets are obviously less than they normally are for
reservation based.
And it's all reservation based.
Yeah, they're not going to do like I forgot what their frequent fear equivalent is called down there at Howl-O-Scream.
There's no multi-night tickets.
There's no multi-night tickets. There's no like frequent fear or anything. So it's going to be like, got to buy your ticket and, because obviously they have to keep caps on, admission. And so these things don't get insanely, busy. So no, I'll be interested to see. I'll be going, and maybe we can pick a night and all of us go down there, and then check it out. So just give me something spooky.
Pretty much.
I just want to hear chainsaws.
Anything.
If I don't hear chainsaws, I'm walking right back out.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm excited to check out all these little haunts and get down to Busch Gardens and see. Just like I said, just give me something spooky, and
it'll kick off Friday, September 25th. It's weekends only through November 1st. And like I said, tickets, I believe, start at $29.99. I believe there's discount for pass holders, but obviously you need to pick a specific night. There will be none of the, they've also had the ticket where it's like buy it and you can come certain nights.
Yeah.
So you have to pick a specific night. And I would not be surprised if certain nights end up selling out. Yeah.
Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. So, all right, moving on. Barry, you got to actually do a little trip around your like Emily said, you and EPCOT. It's a relationship.
It's a thing. They're married now.
It's a blossoming.
It's
relationship.
the park I can get into. So, and not as in get into going there, as in I actually can. I'm getting the park pass reservation system. Here we are a month in, and I'm going to go off real quick. And Emily's well aware of this too. It's it has become even harder to get a reservation. I
don't know what you're talking about because I have 2 Hollywood Studios reservations and I'm living my best life. So
yes. But it's EPCOT just is usually the park that's available. Usually, especially even at the last minute too.
I was about to say though, because aren't you looking though last minute?
I'm always looking, so it's okay.
Because I was gonna say, I have had these Hollywood Studios reservations booked for 2-3 weeks.
Well, the funny thing too with Hollywood Studios, I've had that pop up out of nowhere to just go on there and it's oh, there's a Hollywood Studios reservation. But it's so I went to EPCOT the other day and the pylons, the EPCOT logo pylons, are now up for the new fountain that's going in the main entrance area. And I remember the old EPCOT fountain. I don't remember the pylons being that big, but I could be wrong.
I was going to ask you, do pictures do them justice? Or are they bigger than what they look like in the pictures we've seen online?
They're pretty big.
Yeah.
And they definitely stand out. And, it definitely looks really good in the sun.
Yeah, I've seen some people online already trying to catch, with their photog skills, trying to get the light bouncing off of them just right. And
meanwhile, literally being me just wincing in the background, trying to.
Yeah, no, I mean it's part of the redo of the main entrance, which doesn't really look like the concept art, some of it, because it seemed like in the concept art there were some water features that apparently are not there, and I don't think they're going to add them in, especially now.
As in part of the fountain?
Well, no, there's the fountain, but if you looked at that concept art, some of the planters had water running through them because it looked like it was maybe a little stream running through some of the planters in the concept art. But
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be
I'm looking at it right now. The one in the middle,
yeah
I see like a little pond in the front of it.
yeah
Okay. I see what you're
that's
saying.
not there.
Yeah.
I'll be at I will say this: the entrance, even with the fountain still behind walls, looks 100 times better than the monoliths of death that used to be in front there.
You
Yeah.
mean the funeral walls?
Yeah, the funeral walls.
Well, they're still relocating those, right?
I don't know where they're supposed
They
to
don't have
relocate
to.
those, but that project, no one seems to know what's going on with that one. So, but it's going to be really nice once it's all done, to have the fountain back and have the fountain looking close to what it originally looked like.
Yeah.
So it's and like I said, the sun will play off those lucite clear pylons really well, and especially at night, I imagine if we ever get the spaceship Earth redo and the new lighting that they're supposed to put on it. It already
Have
looks
you
pretty
gone
cool.
on that recently? Because that thing's a
Nah.
death trap.
What, Spaceship Earth?
There is absolutely no air conditioning in there, and
Well,
when
I mean,
going backwards, all you hear is like.
we've mentioned before that we've heard that while the main the massive redo is not happening anytime soon, they're probably still going to have to go in there and redo the track because
It isn't safe.
it's on its last leg as far as the condition of the track in there. So, but not much has changed at Epcot since it opened. A lot of the countries, a lot of the shops are still closed. I mean, now one of the food booths, the Caribbean food booth for the Food and Wine Festival, is only open on Saturdays, which I don't understand, but okay. I don't know if it's because of the location where it is, where it's right in the International Gateway, and that area just does not get a lot of traffic anymore.
What
I
else
mean,
you
at
think?
least it was like busy, like when I was there, and it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was mostly only like in World Showcase, and then there was a ton of people in the World Showplace, which is like back by like the Canada and the UK pavilion. I don't know about you. I know you've been spending a lot of time in there, but
4
air
booths and
conditioning.
air conditioning. Why do you think there's a line? There's now a line to get into the Mexico pavilion all the time.
Yep.
Air conditioning. That's why.
That Mexico pavilion, they have some of the best air conditioning
Yes.
at that park.
Like I said, a lot of the countries, a lot of things are still closed. The only thing that's really open is the House of Good Fortune, the gigantic gift shop in China, has reopened now, and there are some international cast members working there. China seems to have the most international cast members. Which
we had somebody on Twitter ask us like who's staffing it or something like that. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
I saw some international cast members in there because the international cast members are the only ones who are allowed to wear the specific country uniforms. If you go around World Showcase, you'll see most of them. People are wearing the multi-flag, flag print shirt, which means they're local. But there are a few international cast members here, because I believe some of them were not able to go home, so they're back working.
Yeah.
So it's the park was the busiest I'd seen it this past Sunday. So, but still,
same with Universal.
Still, I waited 10 minutes for Soarin', walked on the land ride, walked on Nemo. So it's wait times are still not that bad.
Yeah.
So be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see though once parks start closing earlier here. That's going to, I think, change some things. So we'll see.
I don't even think we talked about that. What, September? They're closing early.
Yeah, after I believe Labor Day.
Yeah.
So Epcot closing at 7. It's just weird.
Yeah, and then you got Animal Kingdom's pretty much going back to its old hours.
8 to 5.
8 to 5. Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's 9 to 6. And Hollywood Studios is the only one that gets like No, Hollywood Studios and
7.
Magic Kingdom. Yeah, 10 to 7, and then 11 to 7 for Epcot.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And then, of course, over at Universal, you got them closing down some rides. They closed King and Kodos' Twirl and Hurl, Poseidon's Fury, Fast and Furious Supercharged.
That one's fine.
Storm Force Acceleratron, Fear Factor Live, and then A Day in the Park with Barney, which I got to see firsthand when I was there when I was there Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was there on Friday. I did a live
A Day in
stream
the
around.
Park with Barney slaps. It
There were
does.
a lot of people. It's amazing when a ride closes how many people go to that attraction and
Except for me being like the only person.
I mean, and then the
storyline.
interesting thing is Universal cut back hours, but now they have added them back on the weekends because.
Yes, because I was there on Saturday and it was a nightmare.
you went and saw
So-
Spaceballs. How was that?
Well, that's the thing. Everyone's like, "Ooh, how was it?" And I was like, "Well, the movie was great. Thanks for asking."
I walked from the parking garage to the movie theater.
Yeah, but even walking from the parking garage to the movie theater felt like, oh my God, don't touch me, don't get near me. And it was like,
Yeah.
I'm usually like not gonna say too much. Like, I know that all the team members are working very, very hard, especially when, crowds are more intense. But it
was
just
busy
kind
on
of,
Saturday.
it felt like they were just letting anyone in.
Yeah,
Like
it was-
when we were in the parking line, I've never stopped in the parking line like before you like get to that light where they stop you for like the Volcano Bay buses. Like that intersection was just blocked and it was the bus just like beeping at people to move, but they couldn't. So I was like, this has not even happened to me since like Horror Nights.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty busy.
So it was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're just not caring about capacity anymore. But yeah, so I mean, we basically had to stand all the way in the back of the garage and moved line by line just to get through security. So that's kind of when I knew that, something wasn't right there. When we went to the movie theaters, it's fine. We love going to the Cinemark theater there because everything's super clean. All the movies that they're bringing back, there's like Spaceballs, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, like all the classics, and they're all $5.
They were playing like all the Potter movies too.
Yeah,
I
all
saw
the
that on
Potter
Friday.
movies.
I was like, oh my god.
Popcorn's like $2.50, candy's
Yeah.
like $2. So it's like it's a good chance, if you're not maybe so comfortable going into the parks. You can definitely, just go in the movie theater. You still have to wear your mask unless you're eating or you're drinking.
Yeah.
For example, like it was me, myself, and my friend. We went. Me, myself, and my boyfriend. Wow, and my friend. We went. So that's 3 of us. And buying 3 seats, then they blocked pretty much like the rest of the row out. So nobody sat next to us, and there was
Yeah.
only 2 other people in the theater, and they were like 4 rows down.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
nice. It's not a lot of people going, so you definitely, can get that chance to like be chill and relax. But yeah, when we like walked out of the theater, I just wanted to look at like the one cart that had the Horror Nights merchandise outside. And even just getting to that cart, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I'm gonna
And
die.
we immediately left after that. I was like, this is too much. I don't even want to know what it's like going into the parks today.
Which was
So-
really, I don't know why, because on Friday the crowds were really, really manageable. It wasn't that bad at all.
Well,
when
I
was
don't
on
know if
Friday.
it's like so much like kids going back to school or if it's because now they're doing that BOGO ticket too with the Premier Pass.
Well, they got that
Yeah,
too, and they also got
the Premier Pass. You can bring a friend,
Yeah,
You can bring a
not
friend
buy one get one.
free.
Excuse me. Yeah, bring a friend.
and then they have the buy one day, get the rest of the
Yes,
year
the
free.
year free.
Yeah, it's $164 through December 24th. You get Islands of Adventure and Universal, so it's basically like an annual
Yeah.
pass, but you don't get any of the perks. And then you can add Volcano Bay for like $30 more or something like that. So it's a good deal. I mean,
It's a great deal, but when they're not, I don't think when they're counting capacity nor their reservations, it kind of turns into a nightmare.
Well, I don't think they're. I don't think that's caused that big of a attendance boost yet because they just announced that deal like what 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying
Um,
that could be a factor because again, it was like, why are there so many people here? And we were
Yeah.
all just having like these conspiracy theories in the corner trying to figure
Yeah.
it out.
It was
But-
crazy. Anyways, moving on here, we got off track with the talking about all.
I mean,
sorts
it kind of segues a little
Well, we're
bit.
already at Universal, so
yeah. we came to the conclusion that we never actually talked about the HHN tribute stores. So we're gonna chat about that really quick before we get on out of here. The tribute store has been open. Emily, you probably were a little more emotional than Stone Cold Barry and I.
Well, Barry was kind of placing bets when we did our Facebook live stream, and was like, "Ha ha ha!" Like, let's see if Emily cries. And then I walked into the room, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be emotion, it's taken away from me." And then I just looked at Barry, and I was like, "Barry, I'm crying." And he was like, "Oh, if you have it like on your bingo scorecard of Emily crying," and I'm like.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So
we have that video up on YouTube for you.
I was going to
say,
was
if
that
you
during
need reference.
Oh gosh. The tribute store has opened for those of you living under a rock.
Pretty much.
And
it's been open.
Yeah, it's got 2 rooms right now. First room is all Universal Classic Monster themed with Frankenstein's monster and your classic monster merchandise that you've seen throughout the park, and a few things that I've spent a little more time in in that room. The previous times I've gone through, I just cut right to the
things like this,
the icon room, and I think when I was there on Friday, I kind of looked around the monsters merchandise, and there is some new stuff that I haven't seen because like the Bourne Terminator exit gift shop used to be. They basically turned that into like a mini tribute store with the monsters theme.
We call that a hot mess.
A hot mess, yeah. But I kind of took my time and I kind of walked around there, and I did notice some things that I hadn't seen around. But most of it is your generic Universal Classic Monsters merchandise, and then once you get over into the everybody's calling it the icon room, I guess you could say. That room is obviously way cooler because they have little nods to icons throughout the room, and
except Chance.
Yeah, there was discussion of that online. The lack of the lack of female icons. Yeah, characters.
No Bloody Mary, no Lady Luck, barely any storyteller, and no Chance.
And Terra Queen too.
And no Terra Queen.
I know Terra Queen really is not an icon,
but she technically was. I mean, she's not counted as a main icon, but like when you say Terra Queen, people will like understand. Yeah,
she was allegedly getting a house this year. But...
Yeah, which is even more interesting. That she hasn't shown up on any merchandise anywhere, or anything. With everything that they already have out right now. But yeah, no, the icon room is really cool. If you're an HHN fan. You can kind of walk around, and there's nods to the caretaker. There's nods to Jack.
There's a big nod to Jack.
Yeah, it's literally his.
What? Bless James Keaton for just standing there every day.
They have put James Keaton into stasis, and he is.
Yeah, they're paying him a lot of money.
A lot of money.
His tweet was funny.
Really still.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, do you know how hard it is? He posted something on Twitter like, do you know how hard it is to stand here like this all day or something like that? But no, yeah, that section of the store is really cool. And then obviously there is a poster on the wall that usually leads you further back into the tribute store of more to come. The
third room.
So,
the third chamber of pain.
Was that something that was themed to a house and now they've had to change? Or they're just holding off to see how crowd control is. I don't know. But
magically within the last day or two, a Beetlejuice mask arrived.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually. It's funny if you say the third chamber's name 3 times, it might open.
So
it won't. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a cool tribute store. I've picked up some of the merchandise, as you guys have seen well on Twitter.
I have bought nothing.
Well,
okay,
so
Barry's. I'm gonna say Barry's excluded from this. Clint, what did you buy? Tell us.
I was gonna say
Barry's waiting to be there with a team member.
Yeah. Luckily, I've caught a few when I've been there. I'm not gonna lie. No, I bought the comic book T-shirt that kind of looks like a comic book with the pumpkin, the Scare Zone T-shirt, as everybody was calling it.
Yes, good. We can match. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got that, and then I bought the original HHN shirt with the chainsaw and the pumpkin. And I wasn't going to because I bought the poster. As you guys saw me post it on Twitter, I got it framed right here, the Fright Nights poster. And I was like, I'm not going to buy the T-shirt because I have the poster. And guess what? I bought the T-shirt because, like I said, I run into one of my. Every time I've gone. Shut up. Every time I've gone to that tribute store, I've run in on not on my accord. I've run into one of my team member friends, and they're like, "Here, you want to use my discount?" And I'm like, "Sure."
What are you gonna say? No, I hate like not saving money.
Here's this T-shirt. Oh, here's this. So I bought that. I bought 3 T-shirts: the original HHN one, the Fright Nights one, and the comic book looking one, which I thought was really cool. Oh, and I bought this guy. For those of you watching the stream, you can kind of check out my cool little pumpkin guy. He's really cool.
Pumpkin man.
He's from that the Shrunken Pumpkin company. He was really cool. He was like, I haven't bought any of the HHN skulls with the glitter on it and stuff, and I saw him. I was like, oh, cool. He's like a pumpkin skull. So I got him. He's right here, $40. So, and there's no discount on those. I don't think there's not a pass holder. I don't even think team members get a discount on the arts and crafts stuff. So, and then I bought some of the pins that the limited edition set with the blind set, and wake up, Barry. And I think that's it.
Okay, my turn. So I bought.
Oh, the masks. I bought the new one, the Halloween Horror Nights 2021.
Is it just the one that says Horror Nights 2020?
Yeah,
that's
with
the
like
one
the
I got
blood
too.
splatter on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that. I got the magnet with the icons on it. I got the comic book shirt one, like the Scare Zone one. Scare Zone. And then I got the Jack coming out of the Jack in the Box because that's a given. I need a Jack.
2000. Shirt. I wish I had shirts for all those years, but they just disappeared over the years. The one with the mummy and the Jack and all those years I went because I was the one back in the day where I bought the T-shirt every year, with the year on it.
That's what I've done, ever since I started going.
Yeah, I eventually stopped doing that because I never wore it. Like I'd wear it for like a month and then I'd be like, it'd sit in my closet. So I wish I still had them now that I'm.
My whole personality is just wearing old Horror Night shirts. So
shocking.
So, it is.
But no, it's a cool little tribute store. It's all the HHN we're gonna get this year. So every time.
So we might as well just buy every item in there just to.
Exactly.
No, I mean it's nice to have a little taste of Halloween. I think it was smart that they went ahead and opened it. Whether that had something to do with the fact that they had all this merchandise and they needed to sell it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to sell when you have something HHN related that all the HHN fans can go into
and cry.
I'd say a majority of the hardcore HHN fans are already Universal Pass holders anyway.
Oh, sure.
So
I don't think there was like a single person standing in the line with us that was like, what are we waiting for? Like everyone was like, I need that Jack shirt, man. Okay, I'm going to get the Jack shirt.
I've had 1 or 2 people walk up to me or walk up like, because they're obviously limiting people to go in, but the guy that's standing at the entrance, like when it's my turn to go into the store, I've had people walk up and ask the guy, they're like, what is this? Is this a haunted house? I'm like, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish it was.
It's spoopy, but it's not haunted.
Well, yeah, they hear the sound effects of the creaking and the everything all dilapidated and everything, and they think it's like a haunted house or something. And I'm like, I wish.
And it's just like,
I'm like, you have very high expectations.
We have this event. It's called Halloween Horror Nights. Have you heard of it? No, I have not. When does that normally happen? Well, it normally happens September through usually late October, earlier November.
It's only
is that happening? Is that
event.
Start? Yes, it's the nation's premier Halloween event. Oh, is that happening? No, we're not having it this year. However, we have this store. We have these tribute stores every year. And we had already built it anyway, so we said, screw it, let's open it. And also, we had all this merchandise we already ordered that we have to sell and get rid of.
Yeah, and
so Barry's working,
especially
in the
stuff that says 2020 on it.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, this stuff's gonna be worth money." It says 2020 on it because Halloween Horror Nights never happened.
No one will care.
Yeah. So no, no, it's cool. It's neat. I love the giant pumpkin wall. I've taken so many pictures of that right now. Like,
we know.
I hope that would end up in the prop shop and I could just take the whole thing, pumpkins and all, home. But it's really cool. Make sure, if you go into it, if you haven't already gone into it, take your time, walk around and look in all the nooks and crannies. There's all sorts of little hidden Easter eggs, especially in the, I don't think there's any. I haven't paid attention to
there's any in the monsters room. I think it's just all icons.
Yeah. When you get into the icon room with Jack and everything, make sure to walk around and take your time and look at things because it's really cool. They always do a good job. I remember the old days of the tribute store at the Twister Exit gift shop. And the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights has come a long way with these new themed out ones. So, anyways, that's our Halloween Horror Nights coverage for this year. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
That's it. That's all we got for you.
That's it for our podcast coverage.
The third room opens. There will be no more Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that third room is going to open, but if it does, I'll be there heaving.
But yeah, we did get a Beetlejuice mask today. So for those of you that were keeping up with the speculation map of Horror Nights, so
for the worst kept secret ever.
So anyways, all right, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can wrap things up, right? I know we said we were going to chat about our personal lives at the beginning, but I don't think anything.
Well,
anybody got
we're still
anything
in a
going on exciting? I know Barry, you got your. What'd you say, Emily? Go ahead.
We're just still in a pandemic, so I mean, we shouldn't really be doing too many exciting things because.
You got your drum set, Barry. How's that going?
That is going very well because I have formed a band with a friend of mine.
I saw you post a picture.
I also posted some music.
Which Clint didn't listen to, apparently.
No,
we will be doing some synthwave music because he has multiple analog synthesizers.
I saw it.
And we've started working on a couple of songs, and hopefully we will have that out hopefully in the next couple of months here. Because we're working on them.
Where did you post it on Twitter that send me? Yeah.
I'll send you the video.
Yeah, send me something. Send it to me. Over here, kids went back to school. The two boys, they are doing at home. Charlotte's back to daycare, so that's back in. It sucks because Connor, kindergarten. It was his first year of actually going to school, and here he is at home, stuck in front of the iPad. So it kind of sucks in that respect. To see him, just sitting in front of an iPad, chatting with his friends, but he's loving it. He's excited. He gets up for school and, he gets in and gets on his iPad and, he's all excited.
Aww.
And, I think Connor's going to be that big nerd that, just loves school and loves learning and, unlike his older brother. No.
That's why he's my favorite.
Yeah. I think Connor's going to be that big nerd. Like he loves learning and he loves, expanding his mind, which is great, unlike his dad who's just here. So anyways, and I got my Krampus. I never talked about my Krampus.
You can check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, you just go to the YouTube video. It's doing pretty well on YouTube. Go give it some more views. Help me pay the bills. No, he's really cool. Yeah, I mean, he was. The kids were absolutely Charlotte was terrified of him. But we built him right here in the entryway of the living room, and he's massive. He's really cool. So I can't wait to. We're setting up. I'm gonna set up some little. I'm not just gonna plop him out in the front yard. I hope we do something. Like we were talking about with trick or treating with the drive-through haunts. I don't know how trick or treating in our neighborhood's gonna be this year. I don't know if they're gonna come out and say no trick or treating. But I'll see what happens, and maybe we can come up with something that we do like a drive-by thing or something. Because I've become that guy in my neighborhood. To the where people are expecting me to do something for Halloween. And
this is why he buys like $350 animatronics because now he feels bullied into doing things.
I feel peer pressure to buy a $350 Krampus animatronic. The pressure.
I know
is
you
real.
bought that, and then they came out with a giant dragon.
Yeah, I saw
want
the
the
Home Depot
dragon.
dragon. He's been around for a couple years. He's nothing new. He is cool though. You can hook up a fog machine so he smokes and everything.
I was about to say, can we just listen to Clint being like, actually, he's been out for a few years now.
Trust me, I
know
keep up
my
on
Halloween
this
animatronics.
But yeah, no, the dragon. I haven't seen him in person, but every year there's like these articles that go around and they like get recycled. I've seen that dragon before. He's really cool. But anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on with my life. Krampus in school with the kids. So anyways, so all right. Thanks guys in the chat. We appreciate you guys once again listening, tuning in, chatting with us on the Twitch and YouTube. I don't think there's anything else going on here. Added Beetlejuice mask today. Yup. Michael says needed to get some more Horror Nights t-shirts. Yeah, you always need more Horror Nights t-shirts. There's nothing wrong with that. I completely agree with that, Michael. Oh gosh, and then Eric says Costco has starting to sell Christmas stuff. Stop with the Christmas stuff. Target just started getting Halloween stuff today, so
Plus
anyways.
Target.
All right. Let's get on out of here. Barry, is there anywhere people should follow us at?
Yes, we are at ThrillGeek on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page, YouTube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can check out the Disney World Halloween merchandise that is now out at World of Disney at Disney Springs. We got a video up for that. We also have a new ThrillGeek adventure as I venture around EPCOT and check out the Pylons, new merchandise, and all kinds of things going on at EPCOT. And, of course, ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news. And, of course, you are listening to Experiencing the Thrill Geek Podcast. Wherever you can get a podcast, you can get the Thrill Geek Podcast.
Oh, I like that. You're experiencing the Thrill Geek Podcast. You're just not listening.
I apologize for anyone
that
didn't want to experience this.
Wow.
Well,
like
if they're listening and watching right now, they're experiencing it.
It is a 360 7D 4D experience, the Thrill Geek Podcast. So
It's going to be all of three of
yeah.
us circling you and breathing on you.
Yeah, also on the YouTube channel, you can check out me walking around Universal Studios Florida aimlessly for 20 minutes. And I get to check out the crepe stand, which I didn't try anything, but you can watch the video of...
Why are you like this? Eat snacks.
I do the live streams, and I'm like, okay, here's the crepe stand. All right, let's keep walking. And then I don't want to walk back in this 1,000-degree Florida heat. So
And this is why I don't do live streams, because it would be me standing in line for 20 minutes being like, you don't understand. They have Nutella and strawberry. We're waiting, guys.
I need to get back and try the cookies and cream crepe. That sounded amazing. So, but I did check out the menu and everything. That's all up there. So check out that as well. So anyways, guys, thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Barry, Emily, thank you guys. And we'll see you guys. Reminder for those of you tuning in, that tuned in late, I should say. Music. I got to restart the music. We're taking forever for this outro. We are going to be going bi-weekly, unless Barry said, something comes up. We can squeeze in one that week. We're not doing one. But, things are slowing down. Obviously, we're not going to have the Halloween Horror Nights content that we usually have. So we will be going bi-weekly Sunday nights for the foreseeable future, and we'll kind of take it from there. So, all right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See you in the parks.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
All right. That is done and done.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I like when I go to check my Disney Experience app, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if it ever uploaded my PhotoPass pictures, and then it's just pictures of Barry like this in front of Spaceship Earth. And I'm like, good to know Barry's pictures are showing up on my end, but where are mine?
Oh, I loved
Your
his
pictures show up on mine.
I loved his. These are pylons, and he's pointing at the construction wall.
Like, what is this?
What is that? I can't even.
I don't know. That's what the idiot told me to.
What?
The
Is there supposed to
photog
be
told me-
something in your hand or something?
No, I mean I don't know why he told me to stand that way.
Like, just very.
This is why,
Very being a cool dude.
as much as I like Cheryl, she and a few others are very amazing photogs. There's a lot of really not great PhotoPass photogs that are just like stand there, pose like this, and then you look at the picture and it's like this is horrible.
Like, why'd you have me do this?
Yeah, yeah.
So let me check in with chat one more time here. Eric, Michael, thank you guys for. Dan, Mr. Midway Mayhem was here chatting with us for a few minutes. Thanks, Dan, for hanging out. And we appreciate you guys. Yeah, I did the Twitch, and we kind of got a mix. It was a good 50-50 kind of split of Twitch and YouTube. It was like 2 or 3 YouTube, and then 2 or 3.
Well, hey, now you don't have to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, that's a good thing about when we stream live, you know. And I think I'll keep it this way. I think I'll keep it Twitch and YouTube. And, you know, the other thing I thought too, and, you know, for those of you guys still tuning into the live stream, you know, I'd love some feedback on this. You know, the weeks that we don't do a podcast, would you guys be for us just doing like a live stream, like where we come on here and we chit chat with you guys, not necessarily, you know, a podcast, but, you know, even if it's just me, you know, I could jump on and,
Nobody wants to talk to you.
Shut up. Gosh, so rude.
Welcome to after the podcast where we just abuse each other.
I know. The love is real, trust me.
I love you, Emily.
Oh, thanks. I love you guys too.
Screw you guys.
Sometimes.
But no,
Occasionally.
you know, I was thinking, you know, because we have this streaming service, we use this StreamYard thing, I'm paying for it. You know, why not use it? What platform would you use for chat? I don't understand your question.
I think they mean like where the chat's coming from. It's whatever we connect through the StreamYard. So if we're connecting like Twitch, if we're connecting our YouTube, if we're connecting like Facebook, whatever we connect is
like
what
what
we're
platform?
gonna see. Yeah, that's what we're gonna see when we go ahead to live stream.
Yeah.
So whatever you're commenting from, we're still gonna go ahead and see it.
Yeah, because I see everything.
Oh, Sin wants to see my Spirit jerseys. I'll be back.
She walked away right when I put this up on the screen.
She
Eric,
has a lot of them. This could be a while.
Yeah. I want to talk to Clint all things Christmas. Which, yeah.
That'll be a very short conversation.
I was going to say, Eric, that would be a very short conversation. Very, very, very short, you know. No, I love Christmas. I love that holiday, but it's like I can only decorate my house like I love decorating my house for Christmas, but you can't walk through. I mean, not saying you could do it this year. Oh God, here we go.
So I have the Rise of Skywalker one.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a long night.
These are the only ones I could find immediately, and I have more. This one's not on the hanger correctly, but this is like the army green one, and I love it.
Welcome to the ThrillGeek Fashion Show.
This one, I don't know why I ever bought it, but it's the one from Flower and Garden that says, "Put some zest in your fest." Don't know what that means, but it's pink and I like it.
What does that mean?
And then I have this like gray denim one, and this one's my favorite. And thanks for letting me show them off, Sin.
You know what you look like? Have you seen those things on Facebook where it's like people selling stuff and they're like numbered and it's like,
Yep.
Have you ever seen those? That's what you looked like. This is item number whatever.
I'll give you this for $70, $80, $90.
Any buyers?
$90. You're not having my Spirit jersey.
Don't be an eBayer.
Honestly, I get a lot of my Spirit jerseys either from Character Warehouse when like it actually was open, or like Shop Disney just sells them for like $50-$40 when people don't want them anymore, and I'm like, thanks.
Like I
because
love.
I'm not spending $80 for one.
Can I talk about how much I don't like the Haunted Mansion ones? I love the design of it. It's that dark Haunted Mansion wallpaper, but the back is like Walt Disney World. Disneyland in like bright white letters on the back of it. I'm like,
I get really weird about like, because I'm not like a fashion person. I'm literally wearing an Empire Strikes Back t-shirt and my XOXO pajama pants. Okay, you're not getting much here.
Fashionista.
Like even when I go into the parks, like if you need to find me, my hair will be down. I'll be wearing a t-shirt and some shorts. You're good. But like, when it comes to like Disney merchandise, I'm kind of a weirdo because with at least Spirit jerseys and for like being like my build and my height and everything, I'm a smaller person when it comes this way. So having everything like back here on the back, if it's like slightly hot outside, it just feels like this like decal pressing into my skin and searing a hole. And when it depends on the Spirit jersey, but when they're doing them, sometimes they make it like this adequate, like nice, like for the example, like the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker one, it's a nice enough size. It's not taking up too much room. And then some of them, it starts like Walt Disney World and goes down like the other arm. And I'm like, why? Why could you not like adjust the size of your font to get it to fit just on the back? And why is it like running down my arms? I don't understand. I saw the Haunted Mansion one and I'm like, I don't like that.
It's so ridiculous. Like it's like Walt Disney World. And I'm
Barry's like checking out right now.
He's already out. He's been out.
I love you, Barry.
I will say the new
I want
Halloween...
the Haunted Mansion Crocs.
Me too.
Oh God.
They comfy.
I've never owned a pair of Crocs in my life, so I'm like,
you're
talking to the person who wears the slip-on Crocs all the time, but I have never bought a pair of those clog things. And
my mom has them, and she swears by them.
I don't think I can. I would break down and get a pair of Haunted Mansion ones.
Those are the ones that they're selling, right? They're the big
yeah. The big clunkus.
They have Haunted Mansion ones and they have Halloween ones now.
I saw the ones with like candy on it or something, like all Halloween type stuff. I will say, at least the Halloween merchandise that's out so far, almost none of it says 2020 on it, which I'm sure they're probably happy that they didn't put out too many things with 2020 on it. Either that or they went back last minute and said, no, get rid of that. Get rid of that.
We've made mistakes this year.
I actually went through and I watched the video you posted of the World of Disney Halloween stuff, and that little light up sign looks really cool.
Yeah, that one is pretty. That is pretty cool.
That looks cool. And then the Spirit jersey with the, I don't mind the, like we were just saying, I don't mind the big Walt Disney World font when it's like creative, like the Hades one. I love the Hades Spirit the Hades Spirit jersey with the flame letters that say Disneyland. And I didn't see the Disney World yet. I think it's just the fact that it says Walt Disney World, and I see the Disneyland.
It's like
one.
Whoever's like approving and like signing off on the designs is, I think they're just taking whatever size font that they did for the Disneyland one and just like getting rid of Disneyland and typing in like Walt Disney World. And then just being like, I guess we'll just like adjust the curve so it fits on there instead of just literally making it smaller. And that's where it like drives me nuts, because I'm like, okay, so you're gonna charge like $75. Sin,
we don't have a ThrillGeek
I
Patreon.
wish we had a Patreon.
And now the next comment from Sin is gonna go make a Patreon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird for me because I was actually kind of thinking about this like internally when we were talking about like the Horror Nights store. It's weird to me because they'll come out with Horror Nights merchandise and I'm like, yes, give me one in every color. And then Disney comes out with merchandise and I'm like, I've seen this before. And I like suddenly become like this person that's like too good for like the Disney merchandise, but they could give me like a Horror Nights shirt I don't even really like. And I'm like, I've already bought it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, this year's Disney Halloween merchandise. If any of it ends up looking familiar, it's because some of it's like straight like ripoffs of past Tokyo Disney Halloween merchandise. So
Yeah. It's funny, it's I know Universal's come out with Spirit, the whole Spirit jersey thing. It's interesting. Universal really didn't take off with that. I know they have a Jurassic
they just
Park
don't look comfy
one.
though.
I
don't have.
well, I
any
mean,
from
and the other thing Universal doesn't have, I mean, they don't have, and I don't think they've really tried with the headbands. It's like they have nothing to counter like the mini ear thing.
Nope.
At all.
You can get a giant hat that looks like your face is sticking out of a velociraptor's mouth.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Well, which is funny because they could do like if we've seen from over in Japan, like there's the character headbands that like have like the characters on them and stuff. The most famous one would be like with Disney would be like the Donald Duck, the duck butt headband.
I love that one.
But it's funny how it's like Universal just doesn't. It's like they don't have those types of things that Disney has, where like Disney knows this will sell, and it's just
they haven't been able to find that one,
they do, and it's called a wand. It's called a stick that they made look like something else.
They're
going to sell it for like $40.
They do have Potter stuff. Yeah, I mean Potter.
But I love when they come out with like the new Potter stuff. They're like, "Ooh, we got new Potter merchandise," and it's just them like putting like another font of like Mischief Managed on like a plain white T-shirt, and I'm like, nailed it.
Yeah,
you got this.
Oh, they did come out with the new what is it? The Hogwarts alumni.
Yeah,
stuff that I saw, and it looks better than the alumni stuff they had last year.
None of it ever looked good. So
yeah, but it looked better than last year's. That I think when the guy showed it to me. I was like, I can, because the one that they had last year was very modern looking, and this one's more kind of like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it looks better. But yeah, no, Universal has the Potter merchandise, which is a big money maker for them. So maybe they don't need to have that niche product of a headband or a what have you. So, anyways. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Good night.
Say this fashion thing was all Sin's fault, and I love her for it.
Well, and it's funny, we talk about the mini ear thing, and it's just like it used to be. There's so many of them now, but there are still certain ones that like they came when I went to France. They have the whole macaroon line. All those ears were gone.
Yeah,
that they came out with. So there's still some stuff that comes out, and I guess I sometimes wonder if somebody tips off some of these eBayers, like, oh, they only ordered 200 of these. Go buy a ton, and you'll be able to sell them for crazy price because they ran out.
Yeah. No, it is interesting to see. Disney gets all these niche products like the headbands and the the Spirit jerseys, and Universal doesn't have anything like that. It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting. All right, good night. Good night. What are we streaming on tonight? Good night, YouTube. Good night, Twitch. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Sin, I'll get on that Patreon. We'll start making the big bucks here at ThrillGeek. We'll all be able to retire next week.
Tiny terrorist.
See, she's already like, yeah.
She's like, ah.
She's like, put me down. What is this thing in my face?
Wishy.
Is that Auntie Emily? Oh,
she's like, I bye.
Is that Auntie Emily? Auntie Emily.
I take you.
All right, guys. Good night. Thank you, guys. YouTube, Twitch. We'll see you guys next time. I can't say I had to stop myself several times for saying next week. Because I always say that. So, anyways, good night.